you have gotten it right. Yes.
What if you go to a pastor about it, and it's a family member, own family, and it's turmoil, which they blood to stick it in water?
When you say family member, are you saying your own family member or the pastor's family member?
Pastor family member.
Okay.
And they don't do anything about it.
If you go to the pastor and the pastor does not do something about it, that responsibility rests with the pastor for not having, lived up to their responsibility as a pastor. That's not on you.
Okay.
That's not on you. If it was something that the pastor was, if it was something that the pastor was supposed to take care of and should have taken care of, that's one thing. But then too, there's another side of it. There's a flip side of it. Sometimes people want to nitpick with the pastor regarding the pastor's family. And, some pastors just get tired of people bringing things to them. Your children back there in the back of the church doing so-and-so, and their children back there with your children. But they don't see anybody but yours. You know what I mean? And so there's more than one side of it. And just be certain that there's no ulterior motive on your part if it has anything to do with the pastor's family. Let's look at this next page real quick, where I have a list of things. This is my to-do list. To begin with, as I said, prayer is there even though it's not listed because it's so important. It didn't even have to be listed. You ought to be praying. Examine yourself, and then I say, do it again. Sometimes, we take, have you ever went past the mirror so quickly that you didn't catch something, and then you got away and somebody else caught it? Like you had your shirt on inside out, but you dressed in such a hurry and you ran past the mirror, you thought because you saw the color that, it was on right, and then you get out and somebody says, your tag's on the outside.
Sure.
And you say, I thought I looked in the mirror. Examine yourself and then do it again. Be certain and sure of where you say you stand and where you say you are in the situation. All right? Because it may just be that you don't want to accept the fact that you have any culpability in this, but you might be, the culpable party. It may be that you have a tendency to make little remarks or to say little things that stir up so-and-so. And it may be based on the fact that, so-and-so reminds you of somebody else. So examine yourself again and again. Be factual, be direct. When you go to an individual, have your facts. This is what I mean when I say proof. Have the facts, not I think, I thought, that somebody told me. This is what happened. Be direct. Deal with it. You don't have to go back into, and your great-grandmother was like that. Speak the truth in love. Be truthful, be honest, but say it in love. You'll be careful how you say it, and it will be better received because you have said it in love. Be honest, firm, and yet kind. Be patient, rational, and not quick to show frustration. All right? You want people to be patient with you. Be patient with them. It'll take a little time to, straighten this out. Let's do this at a time when we can have the time. You and I can sit down. We can go over this. Strategize. Put it together. Sometimes, we think, I'm just going to jump in here and we're going to handle this. No. Pray about it. Examine yourself. Strategize. Is this a situation where I really need to call in the pastor? Is this a situation where, I need the pastor to know that there are some other witnesses? If I bring in or if the pastor requests witnesses, are these witnesses honest? Are they people who, just side with me? you know, and so forth. Strategize. Use the buddy system when you need it. Okay, the Bible tells us about, you know, if someone does not receive you, you know, you can bring someone else in, you know. Sometime it has to come before the pastor. Sometime, you know, depending on the church setup, it may it might even be a committee. I don't know, you know, grievance committee, you know. But use the buddy system when you need it, but don't overdo it. Somebody who's always wanting to call a group meeting over difficult, Deacon Jones, don't overdo it, okay? Overkill is what that is. Prepare your witnesses without showing bias. If you have to involve someone else who is involved, or someone who you just want to be a witness, let them know that you expect for them to be honest, to have integrity, not to say anything more than what they are required to say, or even, as I have done as a pastor, I have called people in and said before they came in, I don't expect for you to say one word. I just expect for you to witness. If I've had to have a meeting where, you know, say for instance, I have to have some deacons to sit in with me, with someone, you know, and I'll tell the deacons ahead of time, I'm not asking you to say one word. You just sit here and don't say anything, because you're only here to witness. I have that understanding before we get started, so that they don't come in and start, you know, saying things and I don't know what they're going to say, and then they might possibly make the situation worse than what it is. I don't want people to feel that they're being ganged up on, but I also want people to know that I have to protect my position as the pastor. And you may want to come in at times with this one-on-one conversation with, you know, just me and you, but no, I have to have a couple of the deacons in. I have to have a couple of the ministers in, but I will instruct them before they come. I don't want you to say anything unless I ask you to say something. Don't get distracted. Focus on the solutions rather than the problem. Okay? Focus on how can we settle this. Limit lengthy, meaningless, or empty conversation. You know, here you are trying to settle something. It's taken 3 hours and you could have settled it in 15 minutes. Because there's a whole lot of meaningless conversation going on and on and on and on. Get to the point. Deal with the issue. Come up with the solution and then move on. How many times do you have to say, I'm sorry, please forgive me? It's 4 words, please. How long should that take? Ask questions and listen to responses. If someone's being difficult and they're constantly saying, you know, that can't happen, we can't do this. Well, ask questions. What can we do then? How, you know, give me some solutions. Draw me up a list of pros and cons. Give them the opportunity to give you some responses and some answers to appropriate questions, rather than just walking off with an attitude because they said that can't happen, we can't do this. Communicate without being condescending.